The CFTC has teamed up with Ripple. The US government, specifically the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, has announced a new relationship with Ripple for a pilot program on stable coins. The action with the SEC is still happening, but a Swiss bank has predicted that the SEC will drop the case. We're going to talk briefly too on Elon, Doge, Trump cutting and slashing going very quickly through our government. I'm going to try to make this one quick. Let's get started. The way XRP's price changes by 5 to 10 cents in a day is really interesting to see. It's great to see this thing moving after sitting at 50 cents for years. We want to see it go up quickly, but for now, we're just waiting, gathering more. From a technical view, it looks great. Working with the US government suggests that we are likely doing some things correctly here at Ripple with XRP. President Trump says that Elon Musk's Doge will check the Pentagon's spending next. In 2024, they did not pass their 7th financial check in a row, missing $824 billion. I'm surprised that it isn't actually in the trillions, and I wouldn't be shocked if it were. We'll find out the truth about this. Elon, Doge, and Trump are making fast progress, and we're discovering new information all the time about where money has been lost and misused. We created a carousel for a random country. We put on a show about Ireland here. Each of these deals has cost us millions of dollars wasted all over the place. We are receiving updates every hour about the poor management and corruption in these projects. In 2024, Congress put $516 billion into projects that have expired without any oversight. The CBO has just announced Congress spent $516 billion in 2024 on projects that no longer had official approval, with some of these programs being more than 40 years old. Even though there are rules against funding programs that haven't been approved, politicians overlook these rules, allowing billions of dollars to be spent without needing fresh approvals or supervision. When you receive those rewards, you just keep having fun, keep the drink bowl filled. Worse still, 251 more approvals are set to run out this year, including $892 billion for defense. But Congress continues to approve unlimited spending. This isn't leadership, it's just wrongdoing. Congress is wasting taxpayer money on projects that haven't been approved, so we're stepping in and acting fast. As you may know, 60,000 government workers were prepared to quit. They're prepared to take the money and leave quickly. They'll receive 8 months of retirement pay. Honestly, many of them might not deserve it, but that's just how it is. We're getting rid of them and moving forward. Take a look at this. In the last 2 days, HHS scrapped 62 contracts totaling $182 million. These contracts were solely for office costs. No one affected any healthcare services. This included terminating a $168,000 deal for Anthony. I won't mention his last name so he can have a display at the NIH Museum. So instead of making exhibits and statues for these fraudsters that did significant amount of damage to the American people and world, we're just going to stop those programs, right? That's simple. We can reduce these government projects, including those that were not approved. There's no need to discuss it. There is no argument about it. I heard Treasury Secretary Scott Bissett in an interview. The interviewer was trying to focus on all the bad issues happening. Wow, Elon's team is looking into Dogecoin. Doge is working in the Treasury area. What's happening here? Scott pointed out that these are 2 people we checked out ourselves. I actually met one of these guys, and they're working with long-standing veterans within the Treasury Department to go through their own read-only. They are going through this pretty fast. These are skilled experts saying that Elon and his engineers are just messing around is a joke and shows a lack of respect for what's really happening. It's even worse because it hurts the message that Americans need to hear right now, that people are finally working for you. We have representatives in DC working on behalf of the American people for once. I'm here to keep both sides responsible. I am here to support President Trump. Elon, everyone is responsible to the American people. I believe we are making quick progress. There are still things I want to see completed and much more to do. It might be rough, but we're getting reports every hour on some positive changes happening as we cut and remove some unnecessary things from the DC area. Talking about the swamp. Some characters are still hiding around. That's Billy Boy Hinman. People have differing opinions on this, but I think we need to speak up about Ondo Summit. What is happening with Ondo? I know people are optimistic. I find it really interesting as well. I don't have Ondo. It's really interesting to see that they've added Stellar and others to the XRP system. Ondo's killing it 80% of the bond market, but what the hell were they thinking by bringing Billy Boy Hinman to come speak? What's happening at their conference? This person shouldn't be allowed to walk freely in public. This guy was making at least $15 million based on what we found, maybe even more, because his law company was working for the Ethereum Foundation. He was the one who helped us out. You all know the entire story. Bill Hinman is still on stage saying that people are still hesitant to approach the SEC. I'm not sure why. He was on stage yesterday saying that Bitcoin and Ethereum are still the only digital assets that we know are not considered securities. He's ignoring the recent ruling in the SEC versus Ripple case and is repeating the same ideas from a speech given in 2018, even though it's now 2025. It's like Groundhog Day. Billy Boy Heeman is still given the time of day and allowed to be up on the stage here at the Ando Summit to tell us that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only cryptos that aren't stopped. Listening to this guy makes you feel sick, especially knowing he has a spot up here on stage. I really wish Christopher Giancarlo, who was at XRP Las Vegas last year and might come back this year, had just leaned over and smacked this guy when he said that. I think this is crazy. Listen up, everyone. I hope you all have fun. Now we're going to dive in. I wish things were simpler in the world. You could say this is a product, and that is an investment. One great thing about this technology is that you can make tools that mix different features. You can make tools that aren't complete products. When you choose to buy one level, one coin instead of another, it's not the same as making an interchangeable investment. Some people have more knowledge about how certain goods function than others. There is a lack of equal knowledge, which is what Sumner is talking about. Some people, like hidden Ethereum investors, know more than others. Are those the insiders talking about their Billy Boy? Let's allow him to keep talking. Why is having a clear classification system important? How can we start thinking about these issues and manage them effectively? Where it's clear enough and you don't have to engage in a very highly emotional analysis, which only at today, Ethereum and Bitcoin pass. Is there a way to create rules that help solve the knowledge gap between the two agencies, making this issue less important? It goes to the CFTC, and there are rules about what people must share if they want to sell it or if they have created it. Some of the framework bills aim to do this. Everyone has some amount of knowledge. Some of these difficult questions are about whether this is dispersed. Being divided means that decision-making and control are spread out among many people or places instead of being held by a single person or organization. This way, no one has complete power and everyone has a say. It's less important if everyone is receiving the same knowledge they need to make decisions. Are you saying that we won't need the extra part you added to the Howey test, which is the decentralization test that Bill Heeman came up with? Even though his own team at the SEC advised him against giving the free pass speech, he went ahead and did it anyway. Now, in 2025, he's still on stage talking about the same issue. It's really crazy. So, as I mentioned, I will hold Trump, his team, and everyone else responsible. And we need to get the news out here that there's still some snakes that are lurking and hanging around here that want to be included in this Trump administration. They don't belong on that stage at the summit. I'm not sure who organized this meeting. They should have screened these people better before putting them on stage as if they are our leaders in thought and regulation. These individuals have been at the forefront during a time when Bill Hinman created a lot of confusion and doubt in the market. It's not even about what happened with the XRP case. In 2018, Hinman's speech made it clear what Bitcoin and Ethereum are, but overshadow every other cryptocurrency.